Hello guys, I'm back. Excuse me, I'm just having some grub, and other beverages are available, of course. So instead of doing the 50, I did like nearly 21 flat out, just as hard as I could go the whole way around. I'm just getting the video off the GoPro, and I'll start editing that up and put it up for you. So I just stopped off on the way around and had to show you that view. It was pretty spectacular. I'm sorry it was so short, but I wanted to keep going, of course. It was a lovely route, lovely day for it. It was quite cool when I set off, but warmed up while I was going around. And yeah, it was good. So it seems that my aerobic fitness is now not considerably, but it's better than my legs. So my legs are letting me down at the moment. So I'm, as I said this morning, I've got a race on the 26th, and I'm going to have to go out riding a lot more to bring my legs in line with my aerobic fitness, because I'm recovering quite quickly from my efforts, even when the climbs are really steep. There's a particular climb which I set my personal best for today on the road, and that is 13%, and I knocked 12 seconds off that, I think it was, today. So I'm pretty pleased to have done that, and I'm going to continue to try and do better on that each time. So I went pretty hard today. I went pretty much flat out the whole way, was as flat out as I could go. That's not to say I didn't push in a couple of places. I did just jump off and push as fast as I could go. Hi Damon, how you doing? How's things over there, okay? Yeah, so I jumped off and pushed a couple of times, just going as quick as I could, pushing, just to stop the lactic acid building up in my legs too much. But much better today, and I was able to stay in the big ring on the front a lot more before I had to drop down to the small ring. So quite a few of the climbs that I'd had to drop down to the... Good, I'm pleased to hear it. Pleased to hear it, Damon. I was dropping down to the small ring before, and now I'm able to stay in the big ring. So, you know, things are improving steadily, and just keep building on that now towards the 26th. Not far away. I think it's 18 days now. 18 days away. I'll send my entry in later on. You can do everything online, send it all in. And I will be in the Masters 50 class. So, being that I am 51, there's like a Masters 30, Masters 40 and a Masters 50 class. So I imagine everyone sets off at the same time. It gives the start time as 10 o'clock. But obviously then you just get divided up when the results come through. You get divided up into your classes. I guess there's an overall, and then you get divided up into your classes. So we will see. But beautiful day for riding. I'm going to edit up some video for you that I shot on the ride. I didn't bother recording what you've seen before. So basically I just did a little bit here before I left. And then if you watched the last video, when I caught up with Ben by the goats, when he got stopped by the goats, I start recording from there, so it's different part. And some pretty spectacular scenery out there. I'd never ridden on that trail before, which goes kind of across the escarpment in the direction of Casara Bonella from Aladena. So yeah, it was really nice ride. I could tell as I was getting to, well, pretty much actually when I stopped quickly to do that live feed for the landscape, I could tell there that, you know, I'd pushed pretty hard and I wasn't going to, well, I was going to be able to do the 50k, but it wasn't going to be productive. I was just going to be cycling around, you know, just spinning the pedals around to get around the 50k, so there wasn't a lot of point doing that. So I just pushed really hard all the way back to the start. I've got it on Strava, so I'll put the link in the description like I normally do, so that everyone can see the route. I think there's something like 600 metres climbing or something in this one. Excuse me a sec, I've got it on the other computer here. 573. So 573 metres of climbing. So quite good. And I set my personal record on Repechon, which is a climb, Strava climb. And that I think was 12 seconds faster than I'd done it before. Having said that, I still had to get off in the middle of it. I still had to get off and push for a little bit, and then I got back on again. Yeah, so Repechon. Yes, I'm number 184 in the standings for Repechon. The lead time, which is 44 seconds. I mean, come on, it's not possible unless he's been pulled by a car, or like they did it in the other direction, or he did it on a motorbike or something. There's no way you're going to go up that climb. It's not long. It's only 200 meters. Oh, I suppose it's possible. It's just 200 metres at 13%, you know, it's just like, hits you like a wall. Yeah, I think he was on a husky, Damo. You know, maybe. There's a big downhill as you come to it. You come down this like sweeping bend and downhill, and you come to it, and then it's just like this wall in front of you. And I mean, maybe if you like absolutely hammered down the road, I was going as fast as I could go, but maybe you could go faster, and then get that to take you into the climb and climb it. I mean, it is, like I say, it's only 200 metres, but yeah, what are 200 metres? So yeah, 44 seconds is the fastest time apparently. Mind you, there's someone done it at 54 seconds, but that 44 seconds, he would have to ride up that climb at 19 kilometres an hour. I can't see it. Yeah, maybe it is electric, Damo. Maybe it is that. I think you have to declare it though, if it's electric. I think you're supposed to declare it. Because there's three of them. There's three guys, 44, 54 and 56 seconds. And then the fourth guy is 1 minute and 3. I could believe that. I mean, someone's super fit. I could believe that they could get up there in a minute. But 44 seconds seems hard to believe. You can protest it if you think it's unreal. I mean, bearing in mind, from 4th to 9th, the difference is only 6 seconds. 1 minute and 3 to 1 minute and 9. So that's pretty believable. You know, you've got 6 guys who are all doing it in the same time. So yeah, I mean, it's got to be believable, isn't it? 103, 1 minute and 3, sorry, to 1 minute and 9. I'm doing it in 3 minutes and 12, and that's 12 seconds off my fastest time. And that was 4.4 kilometres an hour. I was doing 4.4. Bear in mind, I had to push for a little bit. I went as far as I could go, and then I just knew if I kept going, I could have kept going, but then I wouldn't have been able to do the 25k. Maybe they just go out there and get dropped off in a car or something and just like hammer it. just go up there completely fresh, and then, because it's about, I suppose it must be 4 or 5 kilometres into the ride, and you've been up and down a couple of times. The other thing about it is there's another climb before it. So you drop down over a stream, and the stream's always... They did during the daylight saving the clock chase. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. There is a climb before it. You drop down and you go across this stream, which is always running across the road. And you have to be careful because it's slippery. And you go down there and you do that climb first. And you just... Well, I just get my breath back in time to pedal again, to go down again and come up the other side on this climb. So I guess if you didn't do that, if you didn't come up the road, if you just got dropped off there and then just did it, like, I don't know, maybe they got a tow in. You know how the jet skis tow the surfers in to those big waves? And maybe they got like a tow into it with a car and then actually pedalled, you know, maybe they're like doing like 50 mile an hour or something, and they got towed into it and then they pedalled up the hill. Well, I just can't believe that someone could cycle up there in 44 seconds. Just can't believe it. I think it would take me 44 seconds to ride up it on the motorbike. Anyway, enough of that. It's basically just me bitching and whining because I'm not going fast enough. Anyway, great ride today. Really happy with my progress. Aerobic fitness is good. My legs are hurting a bit, but really good, because I took the decision to put my saddle up another 5 mil today. I put it up 10 mil the other day. I spoke about it in another video. And I put it up another 5 mil. And that is absolutely dead on now. It's dead right. So my leg extension is perfect now. Just like it used to be when I was racing. I can feel it. So I'm getting full power now. But because of that, I'm now... I don't know if it makes any sense, but I'm now almost weaker, because before my legs weren't going all the way to the bottom of the stroke on the pedal, and now they are. So I can feel different muscles coming into play because I'm actually extending my legs further down on each side. So that's actually, it was a slight, not painful, but I could feel it for the first few kilometres until I kind of got used to the sensation. But now I can feel it's right now. I can feel it's really right. So I need to get my legs going. As I said, we're racing on the 26th. It seems to be mountain bikes only, so I'm going to have to go out on the mountain bike and do a bit on that. Just try and get used to riding that again. That will be much easier on the hills because I've got 3 rings on the front, so I've got much smaller gearing, so I can drop down. Just like Ben the other day when he was riding with me on a mountain bike. He's got much lower gearing than me, so when it gets really steep, he can drop down to a much easier gear. I just haven't got that on my bike. I've only got a 33, I think it is, on the front. So I'm kind of in what would be his middle ring, and he's got another ring, a small ring on the front that he can drop down to and have a much more pleasurable experience while my legs are bursting. So I shall... what I should do now is try and probably concentrate on this 20 odd K loop, 25K loop. I can add a little bit more into it than I did today, just to give it a little bit more of a run. So instead of coming straight off and back down to the start where I came, I can go out a bit further and come around to the finish. So I can add in, so I can probably make it 25 if I add in the other bit. And so I'm going to concentrate on that 25 kilometre loop now and just blitz it as much as I can. Blitz it, blitz myself, blitz my legs. And hopefully that will be enough. And then when I think it's enough, I'll start riding the mountain bike on it. And obviously I'll have the benefit of the easier gears and everything on the mountain bike. But it's still not going to be easy, unfortunately. You have to pedal them. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I just wanted to check in with everybody. I'm back. I didn't do the 50k. I did the 20 or nearly 21k as fast as I possibly could today, just to kind of test myself. Couple of questions came up from this morning because I did a couple of bits this morning. Little live feed from the house. Why am I doing the race? Well, why am I doing the race? Very good question. Spur of the moment, really. I saw it online. I was looking online for a programme for 2018 because, as you know, my real aim is to go to France in October in 2018 and do the Roc d'Azur, but obviously I need to have done some racing before that, so I'm not going to just roll up there and think I'm going to compete in that race. So I was looking online and there was this race, and in fact there's something the day before as well. On the Saturday there's a race really close to me here in Cartama. It's they're called the Cartama Pirates. So I don't know, maybe you have to wear a funny hat or something, Captain Pugwash. But maybe I'll do that as well, I don't know. I mean, it couldn't get any worse, could it? I'm either going to get on alright or I'm not going to get on alright, so the sensible thing to do would be to do the one in Cartama on Saturday, and then if it kills you, then just don't bother with the Sunday. But the problem is, if you don't pre-enter, I know it's nothing really, but it's only €15 to enter and you get a free t-shirt. If you do it now, if you enter on the day, it's like 25, so I could have €10. Yeah, I know it's nothing, but I didn't get where I am today. So, you know, I will enter. And also it's a commitment, isn't it? You know, if you enter, it's a commitment. There's always going to be some excuse, isn't there? If I don't enter and, you know, it comes along and I'll just go, oh, you know, I'm too tired, I've got a cold or whatever. So you need to commit to things in life, and I'm going to commit to it. So it's a commitment. And I will do it today. I'll enter into that today, and then maybe I will go along to the Cartama Pirates on Saturday. I'll try and find out a bit more information about it and see what it's all about. If it's not going to be like too major. Thing is with Cartama is it's quite flat. It's in an area that's quite flat. It's in a valley called the Guadalhorce Valley where there's a river. So, you know, I don't think it's going to be too serious. I mean, sure, there's going to be some people there that are going to take it seriously, but I think you could probably just have a roll round. I might just well do that. I might just go and have a bit of a roll round. Probably rain now that I said it. Yeah, it probably will. You know, SOD's law, isn't it, Damon? I mean, it's a fabulous today. It's just a fabulous day. I think you saw earlier in the, if you saw the videos this morning, and then while I was out, it's just clear blue sky. You can see for miles. The ground's really soft where it's been rained a couple of days ago. So we've had 2 lots of rain now. We had 15 hours, and then we've had about another. It was about 10 we had the other day. So ground's really good. Yes, you did. Yeah, I'm glad you did, Damon, actually. I just popped them up because I just thought I'd check in, you know. And the trouble is, with a lot of people, the timing's all wrong. A lot of Bucking Billy's buddies are all in different time zones and it doesn't work. So I've got loads of questions from people about the bike and about all sorts of stuff to do with the bike demo, but it's hard to answer them because by the time people are home and like receptive to having somebody talking at them, I'm ready for bed. So I'll try and do something. I'll just have to bring, because it's getting dark early here now. It's dark about 6:30, so I'll have to bring the bike in and just do it indoors so that people can see it, because I don't really fancy being outside in the dark. Hello Cynthia, how are you? It's not everyone, it's just Damon. I'm just having a chat to Damon basically because there's no one else here. I think the timing's out. Can you excuse me a second while I bite my sandwich? Yeah. Sorry, Sin, I've been riding my bike. Yeah, I got you, Damo. Yeah. I mean, those live feeds he's doing, like 2 hours long, aren't they? Amazing. It's great. Hi, Sin. Really well. Had a great ride today. Really, Damon, longer than 2 hours. Now, hi David, how are you in Scotland? Which part of Scotland are you from, David? Yeah, it's pretty wet up there, isn't it? Are you in the Highlands? Yeah, so Sin, I got out this morning and I was just telling Damo, I was talking about it. I was going to do 50k, but I ended up doing nearly 21k, as hard as I possibly could, just to see how that went. So, okay, south of Edinburgh. All right. I used to ride in the Scottish 6 days trial in Fort William, up in the Highlands, starting in Fort William. That's not so good, Damon. Rain everywhere. So yeah, I used to do that. I did it 3 times. No, I went on my own. It sounds a bit funny, Sin. I know it sounds funny, and it will sound funny. But I just kind of, my whole life just revolves around my schedule, and it's really difficult for me as a wasp, no, or a bee. It's really difficult for me to fit in with other people's schedules because of work commitments and different things. So I think it's just going to be a Sunday thing, because he works as a plumber down on the coast. So although he lives very close to me, he lives over by some friends of mine around the corner. He works on the coast down in Fengarola, which takes about 35 minutes to drive down there from here. So he drives down there in the morning and he's working down there all day. And now with the hour change with the clocks, by the time he gets back, it's late. So the only chance I would have to ride with him, excuse me, I just got to change my bottom position, having been on the saddle this morning. The only chance I'd have to ride with him would be if he finished work early. So he would call me and it would just be, So I think it's going to be a Sunday thing, when generally we're both available. And I'd love to go riding because he knows a lot of routes, because he's been riding for 2 years around here. So he knows a lot of routes, and he was telling me about different places he goes and rides out, and I'd really enjoy it. I'd really love to. But in terms of training, I'm trying to stick to a bit of a schedule, although last week went completely wrong. A company that I have been doing work for just got it all wrong last week, got the whole schedule wrong and everything, and it was just diabolical. It was terrible. I don't mind being busy, but I was busy and non-productive last week. It was just pointless. So I actually stopped working for them on Monday and told them that I didn't want to do anything for them anymore, which is much to their boss's disappointment. Yeah, just ridiculous. So I am back in control. So I'm trying to ride every other day, so I shan't be riding tomorrow. Hi buddy, hi Northerner, how are you? How's everything? How's Seaman? How's he doing? Yeah, I'm trying to ride every other day, and I will ride every other day, because I don't know if you saw, Sin, but I am in a race now on the 26th of November, a mountain bike race. So I have to get my bottom in gear, as they say. Otherwise I should be huffing and puffing off the start line and everyone else would have disappeared. So I have got to get going. And I was telling Damo earlier on that my aerobic fitness is currently better than my legs. Although I think that's going to come to me quite quick, because I changed my saddle position a little bit today. Thanks, Sin. Thanks for wishing me good luck. Yeah. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's just I'm just having a go, because I want to gauge my fitness against other people. rather than just going out on my own. My mountain bike, Damon, is really old. I've got two. I know. I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad Seaman's okay. Good. I've got a orange E3, aluminium E3. I've got two. One's got RockShox on the front. Hi Grego, how you doing? Yeah, one's got RockShox on the front and the other one's got Pace Research forks, carbon fibre forks on the front. Shocks, I should say. The Pace ones are just elastoma ones, but the RockShox are proper, whatever they are, you know, oil and springs and things in them, damping. Very light. It only weighs about the same as the gravel bike actually, but that's only because it's got some wheels that I wouldn't be allowed to buy now, that were £1,000 just for the wheels. So notice how I said that quietly. So it's very, very light. It's a great bike, but it's old-fashioned now. That it hasn't got all this new stuff on it that they all have. But you still got to pedal it, haven't you? I mean, it goes brilliant. It's a brilliant bike. So I should be riding that. So I think they're both 95s. One might be a 96 or a 1995. So they're old bikes now. They're like classic bikes, but it flies. It's a great bike. Very, very light. So I should be riding that. And I've noticed that nobody... Alright David, thanks very much for tuning in. I'm sorry that it's a funny time of day, I know it is. It's just that I finished riding and I just thought I'd have a chat with everybody. Yes, it did make my wallet light, yeah. It did. I tried to forget about all that. Yes, Lisa's at work. Thanks for asking, Sin. She is having a much better week this week. Last 2 weeks have been a little bit difficult. And they've been implementing a lot of stuff at work, new stuff, and that's all done now. And she has some new members of staff that yesterday morning she was really worried. That was their first day. She was really worried about how quickly they would pick things up, but you know, they're like out the blocks, brilliant. German lady and a Spanish guy, and they're really good in surgery. So they are making her life easy at the moment, and they will continue to do so. So I think last night was a much, let's just say yesterday evening was a much more pleasant evening than we've been having for the last 2 weeks, with her coming home very late and very stressed. Hi Evo Jigger, how are you doing? How are you? Okay. Yeah, she's been very stressed in, but that seems to have washed away now, and so hopefully that part of our lives is going to become very much easier very quickly. But thanks for asking. I'll tell her you asked, and yeah, hopefully she'll be home at a reasonable hour tonight. You know, sort of 7ish or something like that. All right, Grego, thanks very much, buddy. Thanks for checking in. I'll be uploading a video of today's ride, so hopefully you'll have time to check it out. Thanks very much for coming. Cheers, Grego. Have a good day. So, yeah, things are, you know, on my side, things are more organised this week. I'm not a great fan of disorganisation, and when other people around me, when their disorganisation causes me to be disorganised, I don't enjoy it very much. Hence, stopping working for that particular company. I'm still finishing up what I was doing for them, but no more. So, yeah, everything's good. So we're aiming for the 26th. That will be D-Day. I was telling Damo earlier, there's also a race on the 25th, on the Saturday. That is closer to me, so I'm going to look into that, because maybe I'll do both. Maybe I'll do that one and then I'll do the one on the Sunday, because it won't make any difference. I'm either going to be able to or not be able to, so that will be it. So we're working towards that now, riding every day, riding every other day, riding every other day, and we're trying to set up a route where I can really train hard for about 25 kilometres, and just like smash myself every other day just to hopefully be ready for the 26th, and then we will see how we get on. Of course, I'll film it all for you guys. I will have a camera either on the bike or on my helmet, aka when we did with Jono in France. So hopefully everyone will get a view. Hi Evo. The bike's amazing. It's just amazing. What's really funny is actually when you watch the GoPro footage back, you realise how much the bike hums. I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's carbon fibre. The whole bike is carbon fibre, and it actually hums, you know, when it's going along. And you don't feel that or notice it when you're riding it. And the brakes, when you put the brakes on, that kind of abrasion of the pads going onto the disc comes all up through the frame and up through the handlebars, because the handlebars are carbon fibre as well. Everything's carbon fibre. And it kind of resonates up through, and the GoPro picks it up. I don't know if you've noticed it, and you don't notice it at all when you're on the bike, but it's just so direct and so responsive and light, and yeah, it's great. It's unfortunate because I've been on their excuse me, I was on the Facebook site for them this morning. The bike's called a Ridley. It's made in Belgium, and they specialise in cyclocross bikes. They also make road bikes, but they specialise in cyclocross bikes. And loads of people have had problems with them, and up to about, about like a couple of years ago, everything was really positive. Like if you had a problem, they were sorting them out. And then it seems to be like the last couple of years, there's loads and loads of complaints from people that are like unresolved issues. And I don't know, because it's people saying, oh, my frame broke and they wouldn't give me a new one and this type of stuff. But it does seem like the odd person, did get another frame immediately. So whether they were like spurious claims or something, I don't know. I hope it doesn't go wrong, because I'm really enjoying it. And it's just basic adjustments. You know, I've just had to adjust the brakes, adjust the gears. But you can, the way it's set up, you can do it almost as you're going along. I mean, a couple of sections today, I had to push the bike for, like 15 metres or something. So while you're pushing it, you can reach down and tweak it. Yeah, Evo, I mean, it's like, you'd think it would be uncomfortable. I used to have, on my mountain bike, I used to have a carbon fibre saddle because it was so light. Literally, like, when you flicked it, it was just carbon fibre. Had titanium rails and I've probably still got it here somewhere. Carbon fibre saddle. God knows how much it was. Back in the day when I was stupid enough to buy that sort of thing. And that was like, you knew you were sitting on that, It was great for racing, but you knew you were sitting on it. And this thing, you could be on certainly could be on an aluminium bike. Cheers, Grego. Take care, buddy. Have a good day. I hope everything works out for you well today. You'd think it would be really uncomfortable, but it feels more like an aluminium bike in terms of stiffness. So there's a bit, they've obviously designed give into it. I mean, really, sorry if it's boring some people, but on the front forks, you've got the disc brake on one side. So the disc brake, if you're sitting on the bike, the disc brake's on the left of the wheel. And that leg in the forks is thicker than the leg on that side to take the torsion of the disc, of the caliper, operating on the disc. So it's actually designed, everything's minimised, so they've reduced this side because it's got no torsion, and they've increased the thickness on this side where the caliper mounts. So everything's done down to the last, amazing. Really, yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Anyway, sorry, I talked for 10 minutes and I could have just said I'm really pleased with it. But yeah, really, really good. Everything works well. That Shimano group set, I paid extra money for the top end Shimano group set. And yeah, it is nice, Evo. It's like it never fails, Even if you're really leaning on it going uphill and you want to change down, it just does it. It just works really, really well. So yeah, bike's far superior than to me. I'm the weak link in the whole operation, Evo. The bike's fine, yeah. Bike could do it on its own if you let it go, you know. Just send it off in the morning and it would do it on its own. It's me that's the weak link. But, oh yeah, other beverages are available, by the way. So yeah, I'm really enjoying riding it. Feels great. My mountain bike is older and a bit specific for racing, really. So the angles are really tight. So when you're on it, you're really kind of bunched up. And this is so much longer, and the angles are more relaxed. So it's such a lovely long ride, and you can move your hands around a lot on the bars, get lots of different positions. So you know, if you're getting a bit tight in one position. And I mentioned earlier to Damo, hold on a sec, I had the pleasure of trying out a 15 speedboat made of carbon fibre. Lightweight and structural strength, much more powerful engine than a fiberglass boat. Really? Yeah, I mean that carbon fibre and depending on how they layer it up, my nephew works with carbon fibre a lot, and depending on how they layer it up, it's incredibly strong, isn't it? And they can build properties, you know, they can actually build movement into it. So yeah, quite incredible. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying riding the bike, and yeah, it makes you feel inspired to go out and have a good ride. I bought a track pump yesterday, which is like a stirrup pump that you stand on it and you pump, you know, up and down. Hope you know what I mean. With a tyre gauge on and everything, because I just got a high pressure pump up until then, left over from God knows when. And so, hey Eva. No, I haven't had the husky out. I haven't been lazy actually. I've been extremely busy. I need to put a couple of tubes in, and I'm going to change the rear tyre. I've got a load of tubes and tyres and everything here, left over from another era. So I will spin some tubes into it, and I was going to do a video actually. Isn't that Coke Gets a Train diet? Damo, I tell you what, I've never had a diet ever. I've never had a training diet. I believe if you eat a bit of everything, not like excessive of anything, it's fine, you know. So I haven't got a training diet, to be honest. I've lost 2 kilos since I started training, and I weighed 90 kilos when I started training, and I would like to be at 82 by the time next year comes round for that French race. So I'd like to lose 8, and I've lost 2 already. And I haven't changed my diet, anything. We don't eat much meat, to be honest with you. Lisa's a vegetarian. We don't eat a lot of meat, which is something that when I was first with her, however long ago that was, I was kind of unsure of. But to be honest, you know, the quality of some of the meat you get anyway. I'll have meat. I mean, if we go out and we go to a restaurant, decent restaurant, I'll have a decent steak or whatever. But we don't eat a lot of meat. I don't smoke. I don't drink alcohol out of personal choice. So I don't change my diet at all for training. I just eat the same food. I've started using energy drink in my Grand's Force Brook water bottle. So there's a tie-in for everybody. When I started training, I was just drinking water, but I have started using energy drink that they sell in exactly hand force water bottle. It's very heavy, and that does seem to make a big difference. To be quite honest, I mean, quite sceptical sometimes about that sort of stuff, but it does seem to make a big difference. You do feel, what should you say? You kind of don't. Your energy levels don't drop off as much or as quickly by having this energy drink. So I've been drinking that for the last couple of rides. I am exactly 1.8 meters, 6 feet, exactly. Just don't drink the vodka. Yeah, that would cause serious problems, I think, in all directions. Drinking that stuff. Yeah, that shellac that's in there would definitely cause some obstructions everywhere, I would imagine. Probably be the last thing you ever drank, that stuff. I think you could get away with methylated spirits, but that's about it. Sorry, I was saying something and I got diverted, pleasantly diverted. Sorry, yeah, Northerner, I was saying I'm exactly 6 feet. Jono's taller than me. You saw Jono racing in France. He's taller than me. So I have got, on my bike, I've got a 57 centimetre frame, which is the large size, to keep it, you know, as rigid and should be the right size. I mean, basically, you should have a frame, although that top tube on my bike has got a slight curve to it. I'm exaggerating there. It's a very slight curve from the head to the seat post. There's a very slight curve. But the idea is that if you come off the saddle, that your feet hit the ground before your parts hit the bike. That's the key. So that's exactly how mine is. Ideally, I would have had a 56, but Ridley don't make a 56. They make a 55 and a 57. So I had the 57, and I'm pleased I did. I mean, when I'm riding it, it's really, really nice. And a good testing. Actually, Evo Jigger, yeah, I did. My wife insisted on having the fire lit the other night, even though it's like only dropping down to about 16C here at night time. You're 191, 105. What the heck? Good with it. To be honest, Northerner, if your frame feels right, then it's probably right. My brother's taller than me, and he weighs more than me. Jono is taller than me. I'm not sure what he weighs. I wouldn't imagine he weighs as much as me because he's pretty slight. Yeah, I don't think it really matters as long as you feel comfortable with how you feel. As long as you don't feel that you can't do the things you want to do, if it's restricting you in some way. The only reason I would like to lose some weight, I've got some weight around my stomach, some excess that I don't need to have. And when you're on the bike and really doubled up, so like when you're climbing, you really feel it. You feel it like when your thighs are coming up towards your body, you really feel that extra bit of body that you don't really need. And so I'd rather not have it. Get after the hitchhiking button, yeah. Yeah, as long as as long as hitchhiking doesn't mean that people are going to get on the back of my bike and I've got to pedal them around, then that's absolutely fine. I'm good with that. Hi Kevin, how you doing? Yeah, just don't expect me to tow everyone around on some kind of trailer behind me. So if you're hitchhiking, just bear in mind that you're not getting on the back of the bike. I've got enough trouble without trying to haul anyone else around with me. Good, Kevin, I'm pleased. Hope you're having a good day. That's an arms weighing the most, yeah. Yeah, I think everyone's predisposed to something, aren't they? They're predisposed to some, genetic trait from the family. I mean, it's funny in our family because my middle brother, I'm the youngest in the family, so my middle brother is very tall. I'm quite tall. Then my sister, who's the oldest, and my other brother are really short. And my dad was really short. Hi Huck, how you doing? Thanks for your comments earlier, Huck, about the views and everything. Sorry if I have to keep shifting around in my seat, but my backside has been on a saddle for 20 odd kilometres, so it kind of knows about it. In fact, it's more because it's 4 kilometres to where that ride starts, so I have to ride 4 kilometres to the ride, and then I have to ride 4 kilometres back, so it's actually like 28 altogether, although I use that as kind of warm up and warm down, so I don't really try too hard on that bit. Yeah, I mentioned to Damo earlier on that I put my saddle up a bit today. I put it up 5mm more. I put it up 10mm before, and I put it up another 5, and that's absolutely perfect. My legs are perfectly extended now at the bottom of this pedal stroke, so that feels really, really good. But it is pulling slightly on different muscles today than it has been. So sorry, I've got a fly on my sandwich. Do you mind if I take a bite of my sandwich? Excuse me. Ham and mustard, can't beat it. Unless you're Muslim, then you can't have it. I've got a lot of Muslim friends, by the way, so don't think I'm saying anything out of turn. They all laugh at me. They'd probably smack me over the head with a pack of bacon if they knew I was eating that. So yeah, going really well, training's going well, bike's going well. We're racing on the 26th, which should be funny. Yeah, man's got to eat, yeah, exactly. And the trouble with bacon is it's just so good, isn't it? If they could make medicine taste like bacon, no, you'd never have any problem with anything, would you? I don't know why they don't do that. Thanks, Kevin. Now, I mean, when I stopped on the ride, sorry, it was very short. All right, Evo, thanks very much for calling in. Good to see you. Sorry, I've got a sandwich coming out my mouth now. Good to see you. Have a good day. Yeah, sorry that was short on the ride. I just wanted to capture that because I kind of came to that top of that climb and they pushed some earth out on the top of the hill. Yeah, that's why I'm sitting down, Hack. Yeah, it's why I've got the camera at this angle. I'm actually strapped into the chair, holding myself up. Yeah, I got to the top of that hill and there was a lovely, what they call a mirador. They'd pushed some earth out. Pizza on the live feed. I don't really eat pizza actually, unless if you go somewhere and it's made. Yeah, bacon number one. I mean, why don't they just make everything taste like bacon? Like if it's like proper homemade pizza, if you go to an Italian restaurant and they make it, I quite like it, but I always wonder what they put in that stuff. I mean, it tastes great, doesn't it? But I'm not sure. Especially when you can buy it, like go to the supermarket and buy it for like €2 or something. What's in it then? It's like some of the bread in the supermarket. Yeah, I know he likes a bit of pizza. Yeah, by the wood stove. He should make his own, bake it on the top. You go to the supermarket, some of that bread, I mean you buy the fresh bread, we've got a baker's in town, go and buy your fresh bread. By lunchtime, you can't eat it. It's like a rock. And then you go to the supermarket and you buy some of that bread, and like 4 weeks later, you open up the bread bin, it's still like it was when you bought it. Oh, it can't be any bread in it, can there? I don't know what it is. What can it be? It never goes off. I mean, when I went to France, when I drove to France and showed that pizza, 50% market, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty combustible, these pizzas. When I drove to France, I took some rolls with me that I know are like, they're certainly not bread, but I mean, I was dipping them in the stew I was heating up, just canned stew that I was heating up on the way. And I drove all the way to France, was there for the weekend with Jono, and I drove all the way back, and I had a couple of them left, and they were just perfect. I mean, you could have, there can't be any bread in them, can there? It's not possible. Not when you go to the baker's and it's gone off in like 4 hours, gone like rock solid. So, I don't know. I'm not a culinary expert, but it's common sense, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, I don't mind a bit of pizza, but I think I like to see who's cooking it, what's going into it. Makes me worry sometimes. Although they do those in the Carrefour supermarket, they're called Dr. Oetker. It's like a German brand. They're really nice. I think they actually do put some proper food in those ones. They're really tasty. Lisa's a bit of a pizza fiend. She likes pizza, but I'm not so enamoured. I'll eat anything, but I need to see it being cooked, and it's got to be hot. Cold food. I mean salads, yeah, in the summer, but yeah, what's all that stuff? Cold food. You've got to be hot, isn't it? You've got to eat it. So. Yeah. Anyway, enough of my dietary expertise, which is zero. I mean, I don't have any special diet for training. I just eat what I normally eat, and I try and eat something different every day. We do eat a lot of fish. Lisa does eat fish, so we do eat a lot of fish. and then I'll have meat when I go out. But you know, you get a lot of vitamin C from your vegetables if you have a lot of vegetables and everything else. Don't take any supplements or anything like that. I must be doing something right, because I'm 8 kilos too heavy. So I mean, I must be getting some goodness from somewhere. Must be coming from something. Probably this, I expect. It's probably sugar. Yeah, probably is sugar. I drink a Dr. Urker, kids' favourite store. And they're cooking all the way. Yeah, it's hard to resist that Dr. Urker, I'm afraid, isn't it? Well, you obviously do, but Lisa gets it, and it's got like stone-baked crust, and then what they put on it looks like it's actually what it is supposed to be. So, yeah, I am tempted by that quite often, and I do. Yeah, I will have some of that. It actually looks like it might possibly contain what it says on the box, but the other stuff I'm not sure. Probably better for using when your tyres lose grip, and you can just pop the pizzas underneath and get a bit of grip on the rough surface of the sweet corn. Okay guys, well, I just wanted to check in. Had a great ride this morning. Didn't do the 50k. I did a shorter ride of about 21k, which I did as fast as I possibly could. I had to get off in a couple of places and have a little push. I set a new record for the climb that's on the ride, knocked 12 seconds off. Damo and I were discussing that earlier on. We think probably the first times were set either on an electric bike or on a motorbike, because they're so dramatically fast. I can't believe anyone could do it that quick. Like, the difference is, the first guy was supposed to have done it in 44 seconds, and I did it in 3 minutes. Well, that's fine, you know, but everyone else, I've got it up here actually, from number 4 to number 10, they are all about the same, from 1 minute and 3 seconds to 1 minute and 9 seconds. So I think you can believe that. They're all doing about 12.7 kilometres an hour up the climb. But this guy has done it in 44 seconds, and he's gone up the climb at 19 kilometres an hour. Well, that's just like... So, sorry. Yeah, see you, Northerner. Go and have some pizza. Go and have some Dr. Urker. You know, it makes sense. So, yeah, enough of that. I mean, we'll see. So I'll upload the video from the ride. I will put the link to the Strava so you can see the route and the climbs and all that stuff. I set a new record for the climb on the route today. Knocked 12 seconds off. We're getting ready. Fried fish, nice, lovely. Ton of chips and a whale. We're getting ready for this race on the 26th, so I shall be riding every day. I'm probably not going to bore you with every single ride, but if I do something different or whatever, I'll put it up. Okay guys, thanks very much for checking in. I was going to do a live feed when it's convenient for everybody about the bike and about the clipless pedals and the shoes and all that, because quite a few people have asked different questions, and it's quite difficult to answer the questions just generally. So we'll try and set that up, because it gets dark here at 6:30. That's the trouble. It's 3:30 here now, so in 6 hours' time it will be dark here. It's not bearing. Sorry, I missed Huck. I missed what that refers to. Oh, I'm doing better all the time. Sorry, Huck. I didn't see your earlier comment. Yeah, it is getting. I am getting better. Things are improving. It's not boring. That's what you're... Sorry, it's put an E in, isn't it? Yeah, I am getting better. And as I said to Damo earlier on in this, today emphasised very much that my aerobic fitness is much better than my legs at the moment. I need to get my legs going because I'm recovering really fast now from effort. So I'm climbing and I'm really just like, you know, getting to the top and absolutely gasping, but I recover very quickly. So that part of things is going really well, but my legs are holding on to lactic acid and they're still feeling tired as you get to the next climb or whatever. So I've really got to develop that. I mean, I'm always quite hard on myself. Thanks, Sin. Thanks for coming in. Get some nice groceries. Get some nice vegetables for me, and have something nice. And hopefully, I'll see you all soon. Anyway, I'll sign off, but hopefully, I'll see you all soon. We'll do another live feed, and yeah, get some pizza, Timo. We'll do another live feed, and I'll kind of just talk through the bike and answer all the questions that people have been putting up about different things. And Carl has been, Carl's getting all inspired. He's got all his family's bikes going. They're going out for rides now. And he's ordered a turbo trainer and stuff for his basement so he can do some training. So hopefully people feel like doing, I mean, I've started from basically not having been on a mountain bike properly for about 20 years, to be honest. I mean, I was racing mountain bikes 20 years ago. So I started from zero in a way, although general fitness, but so hopefully people feel like they might have a go. Because the worst thing's getting started. The worst thing's the thought of it, really. The thought of, you know it's going to hurt, so you just think, well, I'm not going to do that. But once you do it, and once you get out and you have a little ride around, and I think Grego said going downhill is great, and it is, Yeah, thanks, Huck. Yeah, I'm the only one who's not allowed to take it easy. Yeah. All right, guys, I'll sign off. I'll stop rambling, and hopefully I'll catch you soon, and I'll give a bit of notice of a live feed, and if anyone's interested, we'll have a chat about the bike and all the bits and pieces and the shoes and the pedals and all that good stuff. And we're getting ready for the 26th, when I'll take you all to the race and record my pain and suffering. Bye, Kevin. Cheers, everybody. Nice to see everyone. Have a good day.